Hello, Internet. We know some of you are interested in that game jam thing that we do, but don't necessarily want to suffer through 24 hours of it, which is a mistake. So that's why we put together this highlight reel where you're going to get the game pitches and then you're just going to get a bunch of us playing the game and seeing some development and hopefully having some laughs. And there might even be a visit from a man in a red suit in there. So we hope you enjoy. And if you watch this and then decide, I want to see 2 hours of people going, but what is this game? Then we're going to have the full 24 hours posted soon. But most importantly, we're going to have the print and play up soon. So follow us anywhere at Fidget Creative, and we'll let you know when you can download it and have some fun for yourself. Thank you. Switch us over. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Fidget Creative's 24-hour holiday game jam 2018. Cool, we've got audio. Where we are going to be making a tabletop game from scratch for Extra Life. So I'm Matt, and sitting beside me over here is CB, or Christopher, whatever. Bridget over here, and then on the other side of the table we have John, Quentin, and Danielle, as you actually just saw from the intro, so I probably didn't need to name names. Anyway, if you are not familiar with what a game jam is, I don't know why you're here, but we're going to be, in just a little while, pitching some ideas that we haven't really thought about. We are going to be spending the next 24 hours going slowly insane, and at the end of it, we will have a playable game that'll be available on Kickstarter at the end of next week.
And at least one of us will be dead.
Find out who. And this year, we've also upped our game a little bit over last year as well. I just did want to kind of call out that last year we had a couple cameras and you were kind of away from the action. Well, this year, you have the omnipotence of Saint Nick. So, for example, if Danielle's actually drawing naughty pictures on her computer as opposed to, doing real game art, we'll see it.
Naughty pictures can be real game art.
Oh, that's fair. So you can actually see, too, we have our table cam right now where you can see all this lovely stuff that we're going to be using to make a game. I brought army men here. I don't know why, but they're going to be involved in the game somehow.
Who brought the bugs?
I brought bugs as well.
Matthew brought everything, I think.
And the magic cards, the already established game?
Yeah, it's part of my pitch.
Okay.
We didn't make that one, but we did make Red Scare Redux.
I guess we can go ahead and jump to the pitches. So I think I want to start with the ones that were submitted from other people first, since they were kind enough to do that.
Absolutely.
And actually, I do want to bring up Board Game Estate, who is in the chat right now, sent us not a game idea, but a page with 300 different ideas for mechanics.
Ooh,
so we have a whole lot of... We basically don't need John right now. So thank you for that.
We need somebody to read that list.
And I do want to say he actually has a good stream. Unfortunately, it ends right about the time that I'm getting up in the morning because he's apparently a morning person. I'm very much not. So you can definitely check that out. The ones that we got from other people, I would say
Are they anonymous or are they not anonymous?
Oh no, I've got names for them. I will say that Amelia is a game idea machine. She gave me lots. She gave very full details on all her games, so I'm going to just give summaries right now. If we pick one of her games, I've got more information.
And I'm just going to record the high level idea of those just so we have them all and we can kind of do voting later. So
yeah,
I'll try to keep up.
To Danielle's computer. Santa's time. Santa has 5 houses left. There's Santa, a bad elf, a good elf, and a detective. And so it's kind of like Saboteur, but with Santa and a detective hanging around Santa.
Was it Santa? Oh no, this is gonna be a long day, guys. Santa tour.
I like that. Next we have Uniclaus. She's a unicorn with a beard. This actually ends up being another like Saboteur idea. Uniclaws, 2 elves, the rest are people, and you're trying to figure out who everyone is by asking questions. We have one that doesn't have a name that's about a dog named Toby. So one person's playing Toby. There's one person who's Santa Claus, and the other people are either good elves or bad elves, trying to either help Toby on his way or stop Toby on his journey. And he's trying to get to the North Pole.
Toby?
Bad elves.
And so he's trying
That
to
makes me
letter
so
letter to
sad.
Santa Claus. Is his ultimate
Can
goal.
we just all
like
agree
it.
right now that even if that doesn't get picked, Toby ends up in the game?
Yes.
Yes.
I also have an idea here from Griff called Stocking Stuffers. So you are Santa's elves, and while he does the tree, you are responsible for stocking stuffers. So you are basically trying to avoid making noise, and you are trying to avoid overfilling or underfilling your stocking.
Could also
Mario
take that
Party
in a
game.
different route too, stocking stuffers, and have it be about like someone stalking Santa.
STALK. Yeah.
All right, so now we have an idea or actually we have 2 ideas from Ted. One is that you are a struggling actor trying to get cast in a Hallmark Christmas movie.
It's very good.
And then Lori gave an alternate pitch on that where you're the screenwriter as opposed to the actor.
Okay.
I don't think this other one is going to make it in here, but he pitched it. So, Operation Style Birth of Baby Jesus.
Sure.
I said I would read the pitches that people submitted. So there you go, folks. So we have another idea here from Kim that is like Mastermind, but where you have to figure out who your Secret Santa is in so many guesses. Then we have one that was submitted in honor of Cindy, and this was a very loose idea. We need, it's in quotes, we need a little Christmas. Some sort of holiday decorating game. Rigging up these lights, one goes out, they all go out.
One was a tree decorating game. So it was kind of like the holiday decorating game. I wasn't sure, like, everybody might have their own tree, and maybe you have to, like, collect pointed ornaments to get on your tree in some sort of timeline. I'm not sure. I had a reindeer race. I was thinking almost like a Candyland-esque type, like I'm not sure. There wasn't much into that. And then I had Christmas Clue, and my thought is that somebody is stealing the presents or somebody is doing something with ruining Christmas, and you're playing sort of a Clue-like game where you're trying to figure out who it is. And those are my 3 pitches.
I'm monitoring both the Twitch and the Facebook chats, and so Board Game Estate did ask, can I pitch from the chat? Absolutely.
Yeah, do
we
it.
want all the ideas that we can get.
One of them just kind of cycled. It's an idea that I had last year, and it's stuck with me for 365 days or however.
Wait, I'm gonna
many
write
days
it.
it's
I'm gonna
been.
write it down, and let me see if it's.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah. Let's all write it down.
I'm gonna write it down.
We're getting reports that John's really quiet.
Snowball fight.
Oh, the idea that I'm recycling from last year, Quentin. Did you write it down? Do you want to reveal it? Should I just say it?
Well, Danielle already.
This is my guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all our guesses.
Yes. Yeah. I like the snowball fight idea. And it's some sort of hex grid based game. It could be every man for themselves. It could be teams. We could figure out a way to do it as a co-op, I'm sure, by coming up with rules for the opposition. But I like that idea. And then the second idea that I had was some sort of Christmas shopping themed deck builder game where you're trying to buy the best presents or spend the most money, or basically have the best stash of presents in your deck at the end of the game.
First one is a hidden presence style game, which I sort of pitched last year, but my idea this year was more like Scotland Yard, an asymmetrical, or Fury of Dracula, an asymmetrical game where one player or one team are the parents hiding gifts, and the other team are the kids trying to figure out where those gifts are. The other idea I had is, I have it listed as Santa Claus Logistics. So companies, the players, are competing for the lucrative North Pole contract. Because Santa can't possibly get to every house in one night. It's impossible. So he uses logistics companies to help him out to deliver his packages.
Wait, is this the laser ship idea again?
I told you they're like partly recycled ideas. And then the last one is I haven't figured out if this is a dexterity game or some sort of board thing, but there would be a chimney and obstacles, and Santa needs to get down the chimney. It's very vague, but that's all I've got.
And so, Danielle, before you go, we did get an idea in, and I think John is going to love this one. So, from Board Game Estate, oh no, it's snow. It's a blizzard at the North Pole, and the elves, as they are known to be, are like lemmings. Players co-op have to make sure the areas are clear between the toy factory buildings and new raw materials can make it into the loading dock. Elves are going to run their routes no matter what the conditions. If the snow gets too high for the little elves, and anything they carry will get lost. But no worry, they will thaw out in the spring.
Nice. I like that.
I think that has some math behind it that you would
that's got some
really
math.
enjoy.
Yeah, it's got some good strategy with it.
There's some decent strategy you can build into that. I do like that idea.
One of them was like, I call it real-time competitive present delivery. So Santa's sick, the elves have to save the night. What's worse, Santa didn't have a chance to organize the naughty and nice list into the right order for deliveries, so everything's kind of chaos. There's no time to sort them out, so don't have much, but it's really, I played Captain Sonar recently that you can play like a real-time version of, so you actually have two teams like playing at the same time shouting things, which was really, really fun. So it would be cool to have basically like a dispatcher elf to kind of like give people coordinates on like where to go around the world basically to deliver the presents, and then you have like runners that are trying to like deliver the presents. There could be like dice rolling involved where you're trying to like plug in like the GPS coordinates that you're given from the dispatcher. So something a little more like chaotic would be fun. I have a much more subdued game that's Christmas tree farm management. So, like pure like classic Euro game where you're just cultivating your Christmas tree farm. So you can like buy plots. It's like resource management where you can like buy the seeds or like the actual like starter trees. There can be different varieties. There might be different like random events that you could have. So you could have like a bad seasons for certain like varietals of trees and good seasons. Demand for things to go up and down. There could be pests. And then holiday shopping. So like rather than Black Friday, you have Black December. This one got a little too real, so I don't really want to do this one. But it was like time and resource management. Each round is basically one day with like a morning and night shift. Everybody has a job that they have to go to, but you can put in sick days to like go shopping because you have a specific shopping list for your family that you have to like fulfill. And then it's kind of resource management too, where you can go to work to get the cash, you can stay home to cut coupons, or you could go shopping. There's like daily deals, and it's a very good equivalent of what actually happens, but I think it's just going to be way too depressing to do.
But it also kind of sounds like that game. What was it like? Mall Shop or
Mall Madness? Yeah, definitely.
It definitely has.
Say like, oh, there's like a daily special here, but like maybe it's like there's only 2 things left, so like make sure you go to that store.
CB, I think you're going to steal the show with your titles, so I'm going to go real quick with the one idea I had, and then you're going to knock it out of the park with that.
I doubt it.
Well, I've heard some of them. The one idea I'm coming with is actually sort of like the one Ted pitched, although I think mine's going a little different direction. It's making the best Christmas movie. So essentially, the rough thought that I put into it is that in the very beginning, you draw, say, a genre and delivery style. So you draw like action, live action, or like comedy, stop motion, or something like that. And then you have a pre-production round where you bid on like actors and screenwriters, and depending on what cards you have, it's better for you to bid on other things. And then ultimately, I would love if that is all just in service of then you get to pitch your movie at the end, and then people vote with like audience tokens, and I just love storytelling games. So that's
cool.
what I got.
I like that.
That's really cool. So I mostly have titles for games that I have no concept of whatsoever. I figured I'd just throw some titles out to hopefully get you guys up and running. But I do have one where I have a visual in mind, so I'll explain that when it comes up. So the titles are Jack Frost Jr., The Blackest of the Fridays, Blood in the Snow,
which I think would be a great name for a snowball fight.
Yes.
Octocrampussy.
Jeez.
I'm thinking the Krampus James Bond crossover that we've all been waiting for.
We crave.
Saved by the Elf, Kris Kringle PI. And then the last one, I just had like a weird, dumb visual occur to me. So the name is Tree Joust. And the visual that I had in my head is like an old-timey jousting match, but it's like decorated for the holidays, and you have knights on horses with like the helmets that like point down and have like the little visor in them, and they're wearing Santa hats and they're jousting with big Christmas trees.
Excellent.
Cool. So now I think it's time to fist fight over which idea we're gonna do. No, the
Yeah.
best way to approach this. I don't
We could
remember what
probably-
did
Did you
last
set up the camera in the pit out back so we can cast that? 'Cause they're not
this.
going to believe it.
Do you want to combine a couple ideas or just like group them? Like the
Yeah, like this,
movie
yeah.
ones can probably all go together-ish, right?
We do have a little bit more for Oh
Blood
No,
in the
It's
Snow.
Oh, yeah?
No, for Oh No, It's
Oh,
Snow.
no, it's
Oh no,
no.
it's no.
Oh, no, it's no.
So in addition to that, if your elves freeze, then you plow them up later. Then you plow them up. Later, you can put them by the fire and have them thaw out so you can get them back.
Oh, that's good.
That got dark.
At least there are no elf deaths. That's good.
Wreaths and the hot cocoa sales and the what do they call the ball, kissing balls, and like you could wait, what?
I haven't heard of those so far.
Really? They're like the little
So
they're like these little like
they're ball shaped.
yeah.
Please stop doing that.
No, they're real
Stop,
things,
stop doing
guys.
No, I'm being bold. I'm googling this.
Yeah.
Turn save search on.
How do we get from this 6 down to the 1? Do we each get now to pick 2 and anything that doesn't get a pick gets removed and we cycle down? Or do we just like...
I mean, we got plenty of time. We can do that if we want. I don't know.
Also, can we realistically take Santa Tour off the list?
I'm pretty sure we can.
Yes,
I
we can
think
take
so,
Santa
yeah.
Tour off the list.
We can probably take the logistics one off the list too.
Yeah.
Not for its lack of like...
For who pitched it, I like social deduction games, but literally nobody else does.
No, I enjoy them too.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
alright.
was Amelia, by the way.
Thank you, Amelia.
Yeah.
I did like the game, and I liked the titles we had attached to it very much
I
so.
love the title, and you're not going to catch this often, never mind in public with a microphone in front of me, but I'm going to agree with Matt. I'm not the biggest social deduction guy either.
The
So maybe we should
storytelling game.
clear.
Oh,
maybe
got
we
it.
should clear all the check marks off and start from scratch again.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Except for Toby.
Except for
Toby.
Toby's. Okay.
because Toby's a good boy.
Bum, ba-dum. Toby.
That was the day
Toby.
before I moved to San Francisco, or like shortly before I moved to San Francisco. Anyway,
Very nice.
Is that them trying to get you to stay?
Yeah, that seems like a burn.
oh, whoops, we went to it anyway. Well, there we go. There's another Toby picture.
Toby!
Toby.
Right before I moved to San Francisco. That's my dad.
Aw.
Anyway, we gonna vote on some games here.
Sure
Yeah.
do. Okay, so we had votes. I cleared everything off, but we had votes for the Christmas movie. And what else?
Oh,
That was from the stream, I think.
Christmas movie and Oh No, It's Snow.
Okay. So start there.
And Justin also voted for the snowball fight game. Oh no, we lost Toby.
Toby.
Where'd he go?
All of his votes are still here, so he's here in spirit. Okay, so we're good scooting these out of the way then?
Yeah.
Scoot.
Scoot, scoot.
Oh, snowball fight! It got close just like last year.
So
I'm sorry, John.
John.
That's all right. Now that it's only these 2, do we want to have a few more minutes talking about them to see
Yeah, I think we
how we
should.
feel and kind of try and
Sure,
settle
yeah,
ourselves because they're
yeah.
both good ideas and I think it'd be worthwhile for us to kind of go through them again. The Christmas movie one, I feel like we just had like a lot of really good brainstorming thoughts at different calibers. It can be kind of a combination of deck building and bidding and then storytelling at the end, trying to pitch your movie. It seems like it'd be a game that comes in under an hour, which is always nice for people to play. You make plans to play a 2-hour game. You off the cuff play a 45-minute game. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good flavor text to be had, which is good because we've got some good flavor text folks here.
I think
Some
that's a
great flavor
real
text
key
folks
for
here.
the stream is that like coming up with actors and coming up with the flavor text and things like that. Like that's something that I think if nothing else benefits a stream.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to put out there personally, I will have way more fun with the math and mechanics behind the Lemmings game.
But you sit in the other room and do your math.
Frequently, yes.
What is Toby's role in each of these games?
Okay, so in the movie telling game,
Is he the director?
I would say he's an actor.
Actor.
He's one of the
Yeah.
actors you
All
can
right,
cast.
all right, cool.
No, and I think in Lemmings, like Toby is perfect for like elf rescue.
yeah,
Yeah.
Elf Rescue,
Yeah, the
bringing them hot
barrel.
cocoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
So we heard a lot from John.
Yeah, I've heard a lot from me, and I'm going to do that.
Stop talking, John. No, I just want to make sure everybody has a chance to like pitch both, and then we'll do voting. So, do you want to go next?
I do feel like the movie one will be more fun for participants of the stream because they'll get to pitch ideas and characters and scenarios. Man, the Lemmings game is good.
We had a really
No,
fun,
it's so hard.
it is really
So we
we
like
had a lot of fun coming up with elves last year.
We
That
did.
was like one of the funnest parts last year.
Yeah.
There was some
Oh,
ridiculous
you could bring
elves.
Jared's favorite character back somehow.
Pudgy.
Pudgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have to be like
He's a
like
producer.
costume or like a grip or a producer or something.
Or
like
he's
that.
one of the he's the leader of the Lemming Elves.
That
depending
would,
on
that
which
would
one
be
it's on.
shocking if he got promoted after his actions in the Nog Bar.
By the way, if you have not checked out Cheer and Present Danger, it is available to download at fidgetcreative.com. That was the game that we came up with nearly 1 year ago today.
Yeah, it's
just
all
to
black
point
and white
out-
print and play. My heart is 100% in Lemmings though, because like I'm much more geared towards like John's style. Like I really like math and I like strategy and like planning out like all the different routes. So that's where I lean, but I am open to both because I think they're both great ideas.
I think they are two great games, so I'd
Yeah.
be happy with making either one of them.
We'll just make both and then
one side of the table. is the other side.
Showdown.
yeah, I do think we have the storytellers over there and like the probably more strategic people on this side. So
Yeah, I mean,
That would be awesome.
yeah.
I just love storytelling.
She's like, the
I know.
smart
Yeah,
people
same.
are on my side of the table. You guys are over
Not
there.
smart, just
You guys are the
loves numbers.
You guys have lots of.
You're the dreamers.
personality.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, I would be
Specifically
happy with either
Snowball
one, but I think I would
specifically.
have to personally lean towards my idea.
Yeah.
Who's yours in the snowball fight?
yeah, blood in the snow.
Yeah. Just bring that back over here again.
Okay.
Show up here on
All I can
Friday,
hear
and
is
John's
Dave
gonna be like,
Matthews.
"Look what I made!"
Blood in the snow.
All right. Do we feel okay voting? Do you want to take votes from stream if we have
let's
any
take votes
first?
in the stream
Yeah, if anyone wants to throw in
because
their
your votes do count.
we can let people weigh in because there is a little
Yeah,
bit of a
we've
game
got-
here. Okay, so Justin did vote for the movie game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for that possibility right there. That was one of the things that's leaning me in that direction, is specifically having Justin chime in with ideas. Like that.
I'm going to be selfish and drop my vote on Lemmings.
Board Game Estate admits bias that he would vote for Lemmings, but if we don't do anything with it, he says he's going to. So
Fair enough.
Excellent.
Actually,
we
it's
want
That's
to
an
keep that
awesome
game.
idea. Yeah,
I
do
game
it.
and don't want to do any of the work. So
But I would
I vote
talk
for-
mechanics in that anytime.
Oh no, but none of us are voting yet, right?
Christmas.
well, John voted.
Yeah, we're all over the place. Okay, so Christmas movie, Bridget,
Christmas
and
movie.
Christmas movie. I'll do an honorary. Here, my oh no.
What
Honorary
happened?
snowball fight.
What is happening?
mind, snowball fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Third party candidate.
I'll do my honorary on Lemmings, but I am gonna vote movie.
So I think that we're going with Christmas movie.
Bum, ba, da, bum.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Just-
We've decided on a game.
We're gonna have to do some card creation. Mm-hmm. We also have to decide if I need to go and figure out any numbers for things around our genre and trope cards. Like what kind of bonuses or base points though they might have. Also, I'm gonna have to check in with you guys on what we have for general cards during the what we have for general cards during gameplay, so I can figure out where victory points play into those, because largely what I'm doing is a victory point balance based on a scale, looking for a rough percentage of victory points from each aspect of the game. That ensures that role-playing still keeps a strong enough hand, and all the elements within our game are balanced well enough that you can be weak in different places and still be successful in the game, which is going to be important. We could do something where you draw 2 genre cards, 4 trope cards, and then you have your draft, then you pick the 1 and 2 that you keep. You could go that direction too, and then that gives you a little more flexibility. If you're concerned about just being buttonholed on like one genre and like, oh, I hate westerns or whatever they're concerned about.
So we are making a game. So right now, Quentin and Danielle are working on the final of our first draft cards of our game, Christmas, a working title. I actually need to get that up on our screen there.
Hey, speaking of it being a working title,
I really like it as a title.
I like it. I worry about it being specifically Christmas.
But it is specifically Christmas.
I mean, we are making a holiday game.
I meant specifically Christmas versus like holiday film.
Yeah, how about like holiday film in parentheses, title TBD.
Yeah, some
You could do holiday film working titles.
holiday
You can also
film
work-
working title is fine. I want to broaden it to
Yeah.
all holidays.
Sure.
I think it'll make for more fun storytelling.
Is it like, is this
Was
the
that
most
like what
cost
you do
effective
with
thing?
Whoa, Merry live stream, everyone!
What's happening?
Oh, you need to get on camera right now, sir.
You need to come this way.
Santa Claus. How much cord does my microphone have? That much. I hear you elves have been very busy. Working hard on a brand
You're
new
still
game.
not on camera, Samantha. That camera's pointing this way.
I can't see that. Obvious. Hi everyone, am I on camera now? 50%. That's all the microphone will allow, boys and girls.
You might want to check the audio.
Oh, so he brought a compressor.
Boy.
Oh,
Fancy.
perfect. So I can yell all I want.
Yes, little Christopher thinks of everything.
Is he on the good list?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know, little Quentin? Actually, I don't think I can. No, but don't tell anyone that. So, I brought gifts for all of the boys and girls here.
Presents.
Oh, that's what you think.
You still get coal.
Oh, little Danielle's sitting on my cord.
Oh no,
Thank you.
you are free.
Oh, that explains why I have more now. Nice. So how's everything going, everyone?
Great, Santa, we have a game.
Do you?
Almost.
Dude.
I wish I could see it through my beard, but I can't.
I heard you see everything.
Yes. Sometimes. When I want to. Isn't that right, John?
You know my name.
I know everyone's name! Now, little Quentin, long and strong as we call him in the football, if you wouldn't mind holding our microphone for Santa,
Oh, sure, yes.
who
yeah.
speaks in the plural.
Santa's. Why am I talking?
Oh no.
You can hear me now.
Hurry up so you can get that mic back from long and strong. I've tied my bag too well and can't get my gifts out.
and can't breathe.
So Eileen's mom was bored with the pizza talk and left just in time for
Oh
this.
no.
Okay. I have the first gift,
Ooh, who's it going to?
and it is going. That's right, to John. Hey, thanks, Santa. You're welcome. A foxy ball and paddle, and it's in French. I know how much you like the French, John.
I love the
John,
French.
the camera's right here too.
Ooh, look at that. See, John, it's fancy like you.
Thanks, Santa.
You're welcome. Let me dig deep in my big sack to find my next gift. Oh,
Lori said she was convinced.
I might need help with this one.
And now she believes in magic. It is not me.
Oh, I know who this gift is for. Young Matt.
Oh, wait. I can't even open this till I show my family the beautiful wrapping paper.
We say delicious in the North Pole.
We're a bunch of reverts up there.
No, we just live different lives.
It's a book on science.
Because I know how much you love science, Matt. Isn't that right?
That is so right.
Isn't it? It's nice to be impressed by the gift, Matt.
I am. The origin of life.
That's right.
There's a dinosaur on that.
Because we all came from dinosaurs. Everyone knows that, Christopher.
Right.
What science do they teach not in the North Pole?
Alcohol in this book. It's perfect.
Yes, you should skip that page. I think you already know it well enough. I have to feel this one to see what it is. This one is for young Quentin. The longest and the strongest of us all.
Thank you.
He earned that name last year during the previous live stream.
Why did I earn that name last year, Santa?
Because you never ran out of vim or vigor.
Let's see, what'd you get me?
I'm also just realizing my beard's over my nose. And I can breathe much easier now. The most wonderful gift of them all.
Princess Ponytail?
Yes, Quentin, you can live out all of your desires now. Perhaps you could join that 80s thrash band you always wanted to.
Santa, you know!
Yes,
I've never
I
told
know
anybody.
everything. Oh, this gift is for the lovely Bridget. My beard smells like a cat. It's not entirely unpleasant. Show the camera, everyone. Oh, you got the greatest gift of all! Wings! You can fly as high as an eagle on the wonder contained in that gift. That's correct. What do you have to say, Bridget?
There's nothing.
You're welcome. There's no way you can't go when imagination's involved.
Nothing's more magical.
And here's another gift for young Danielle.
Ooh.
Santa may have just cut his eyeball with his own hand. Sounds a lot like the Joker.
I got something to watch too. Based on the life of Rich Mullins Ragamuffin.
Because you're scrappy, but you always win in the end, Danielle. An inspiring journey, not dissimilar to your own.
Oh, thank you, Santa.
Now, despite outward appearances, it appears that my sack is in fact empty now. So I would like to say to everyone on the live stream, I hope you're enjoying it. My beard is falling off. But it can be fixed with donations and love. Fight for the holidays. Fight for the children. Santa loves you all. Fidget Creative out. Merry Christmas.
that your pants
And
are
to
pulling
all
down.
a good night.
Well, for those of you here right now, you got to witness the magic of the holidays. I mean, we really wished for energy to be brought back into the stream.
Yeah.
Santa didn't deliver.
Man, oh man.
I don't know. You got all long and strong over here.
What are you gonna do with your hair, Quentin?
I'm gonna wear it in like 10 minutes.
It's going to be beautiful.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything?
Wow.
No, Jared, please take a seat and talk to the folks at home for the very first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fancy
Oh,
seeing
I
you
see
here.
a bag that someone dropped on the floor without realizing it.
It's so weird. We just had a guest who's wearing those exact same boots.
Unlikely. I got these at TJ Maxx.
How's it going, Jared?
It's going well, Matt. What's my voice? I can't remember now.
Who am I?
How do I speak? I am having an existential crisis. TJ Maxx. Consonants and syllables are for everyone.
To give you a recap of where we're at, we're making a game called Holiday Game, a working title.
My favorite kind of title.
So
That's the actual title.
that's
the actual title.
of the game, because what we're doing is, or I guess technically it was.
I thought it was holiday
I don't know.
film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I messed up.
Ah,
I gotta
jeez.
Photoshop back up. It's a game where we are each making our own holiday movies to try and win the holiday season.
Hallmarky
So
type.
we draw genres and tropes. And then we cast directors, actors into crew, and then there's a few rounds where we have
Look how
chances to
excited
play
Jared looked.
actors.
Yeah, this is very much up Jared's
Hey,
alley.
Matt, I wasn't in the holiday spirit. I am now.
So you can see here some of our tropes that we have. We have the rock band saves the town. We have the Christmas tree farm. We have Bart over here, who I need to move.
Oh yeah, this is
outta
Toby.
here.
He's kind of our spirit animal.
Yeah.
Aw, hi, Toby.
And then I got jealous, so I sent Matt a picture of my dad Bart, so he can also be in this one.
So I know we have on here terrorists do something. So you end up having to play two tropes in your genre.
Yeah.
So you could have musicals and terrorists do something as one of the
So,
tropes.
in
your
theory,
genre.
and I don't want to spoil anything, we could have a terrorist situation that the rock stars then defuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
fantastic. I like
Then
it.
you have to pitch your movie.
Oh, yes.
So,
The voting phase on whose movie is the best. Votes are cast, which we haven't fully ironed out how that works yet. And there's points based on those votes that are received as well.
Now, if there's a tie of votes, can there be like on the spot split second proposal of a post credit scene that could make or break the movie?
That's a pretty good mechanic.
Yeah.
So to highlight some of the stuff that we have for the actions that you can do, like for example, you can play cameo, and so you can add an actor to your production, or you can play on someone else crazed director, and their director has forced them to switch one of their tropes.
Oh, so they go like full Kubrick.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all want some
And now
music?
I can go ahead and turn.
It's happened so
This
many
shot
times when we're at like the
Yay.
kids' school and. Oh, that's good. Still can't read it, but at least we can see the.
We now
words
join our
on
regularly
the
scheduled
side.
program already in progress.
Okay, so sorry for that really long delay while we got that part set up. But we're there now.
All right, so how are we doing this draft? I forgot because that was 6 hours ago.
So a snake draft is essentially you go one way around, and then whoever gets the last pick in the first round gets the first pick in the second round, so they pick twice, and then it goes back the other direction.
Okay, how do we choose who goes first?
We hadn't decided that. Normally there's something cute and related to the topic, like movies or something. Matt's a big fan of these.
Whoever has watched a holiday movie most recently would go first.
We just watched the Asylum movie, or started to watch the Asylum movie, Golden Winter, which is
Oh,
the
the
fake
snow-
version of Snow
okay.
Buddies.
At what time?
Oh.
I started A Christmas Story at 11:30 last night.
Oh, then you win.
I should probably look at my stuff. You should probably hide your stuff.
The very first draft ever,
immediately.
Toby.
Wait, what am I?
I really wanted Toby.
Yeah, god damn it.
And Jamaica, next time we might pick a number between 1 and 6, and you tell us what the winning number was.
This person has no name.
We don't have names on them.
We don't have names on?
We only
We're
have
not
one
on
actors right
directors. We
now.
didn't do
We didn't do,
directors.
or crew.
Oh, okay.
I'll choose the horror film noir director, valued at 9 points.
Okay. So everybody picks one genre
Crap.
And 2 tropes.
and 2 tropes. Are these all ours?
Yeah, those are Danielle's.
Danielle's,
All right, so we get dealt actions.
Jared's.
Actions happen upon us.
So these are action cards. You can play these for things.
And so remember too, when you play your action
I'm just thinking out
cards, you're supposed to give a little bit of what's going on there, which at this point with the cards the way they are, it's gonna be a little hard. Normally I could see like, oh, well, Jodie Foster over there did whatever.
Right. Yeah. Well, do you don't dictate that as the player playing it. You, as the player receiving that action, you have to work that into your story at the end of the game. You just
I feel like
play-
that would be a depending on how many cards you play and are played on you. I mean, I guess it depends on how many rounds we have. Like that might be a hard thing to keep track of when you're telling your story.
You just keep them. Like you play an action card, it just slides in the slot to remind you. You know.
I mean, we can try it.
All
See how it
right.
goes.
Are these mine?
Yep.
Thank you.
So we've got the action cards, and the way it's going to work is the number of rounds we had talked about was 4, but it's a certain number of rounds. We're going to go around each playing. We talked about 1 action card or 2 action cards, but you basically every action card can be played on a movie, and then you replace the action card that you play. So real quick, do we want to do? You get to play 1 or 2 action cards on your turn.
Are we saying 4 rounds? Did you say?
Let's do 4 rounds. Let's call it 4 rounds.
If it's 4 rounds, then we should probably keep it to 1, because again, that's going to be a lot of story that you're going to have to work into your existing story.
Okay.
Oh, I can see my coffee.
So in that case, Matt, you lead us off.
Okay. You had a product placement mishap.
Oh, you play them on other people. I'm
Or
very
there's
sorry.
some- No, you might on yourself
okay.
or other people.
Okay.
If they're beneficial, play them on yourself.
Then you
I was
can
gonna say
pick a
it
card.
clarifies why I would ever want to play one of the cards I have.
All right.
So Quentin's making Mac and me
I
basically.
guess my movie is going to be a sleeper hit.
Matt, your movie has a mid-production script to rewrite, which makes you swap a trope. So you have to discard 1, and then let me shuffle these again because I think I just discarded to the top. So I'll just cut the deck.
Gotcha.
So you gotta get rid of 1 of your tropes and pull a trope. I think we're gonna do draw 2 and pick 1 of the 2 to keep.
Yeah. Matt, because you hurt me, you have a crazed director. Swap another trope.
Holy moly.
So Bridget, since you gave yourself victory points,
Yeah, I did.
your either accountant or assistant embezzled some funds.
I'm just hey, I'm spitting into the wind here. So Danielle, your cast member demands a kid is cast, so you have to add another actor.
Ooh, exciting.
So no, that's one that you would play on yourself because
Yeah.
it gets you more points.
But not necessarily because it depends on what's left.
Well, there's
In-
no actors.
No, they just
Oh.
take off the top here.
Oh, you don't
That's a-
exchange an actor. You
that's a
just
good-
add it.
that's a
Oh,
good
yeah,
card.
I will
Yeah,
take
so you
this
want to
card
take that back.
and put it in- I thought you had to like add somebody else and you can only use 2, so then you have to do.
We should explain this to you. Swap means exchange. Add means you just
Yep.
plus 1.
Okay, well, I mean, you shouldn't have to explain that to
Oh,
me.
yeah, like,
but
you haven't seen the other cards, so
hey, I'm the idiot surrogate for the audience at home, so you're all very welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna do transit ad campaign on my production, so I get 2 VP.
Thank you.
So
Okay,
now
so
are we
that's-
doing Snake playing the game,
No,
or are we
no,
doing
that
that
just
around?
looped.
that's fine because I have some suggestions for like just
You had a crew
everything.
strike.
else.
Swap crew. You know what? I wasn't really attached to my crew.
And so what I would recommend is leaving it
beside you.
Just over here.
Yeah,
Just-
because if you're gonna have to work it into your story, you might
Do I
need to
pick two
reference
again,
it.
or
Just one for these.
All right. Hi, Rotten Tomato score. Rotten Potato score.
Oh, yeah, that's a good, yeah.
Nice.
My moldy potatoes went down.
Wretched potatoes.
Potatoes.
Run an online ad campaign for my film.
Bridget, you're looking a little too strong over there. Hollywood breakup, swap an actor.
All right.
Break up and save
Matt, you're gonna have a mid-production script rewrite, and you need to swap a trope.
That's my second mid-production script rewrite.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
So now me.
Now you.
Yes.
Quentin, I hate to tell you this, but there was a leaked voicemail.
Oh no! I heard Jodie Foster yelling at someone.
John, you had a leak script.
Oh, that sucks.
My director likes a specific actor, I guess. So I'm gonna go pick that actor, and that actor is
Helena Bonham Carter?
Kristen Wiig.
Quentin has a controversial product placement.
Oof.
God, you really had issues with the product placement in your film.
Well, we swapped it out, and then we screwed it up, and then
It's a family movie about animals. We thought the rat poison was a sure thing.
The glue joke went straight over their heads.
I am going to run. Oh, sorry.
Bridget, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
TMZ did a takedown of Jennifer Jason Leigh.
I'm going to run a quick newspaper ad campaign. Give myself 2 VP.
In a prior production,
Daniel.
one of my supporting actors becomes a breakout star, so I get +5.
Really
I have some really good product
who has
placement.
the least amount of negative points.
Social media influencer likes
think it's
my
right.
film.
Got all those bonuses over there.
Well,
No,
I didn't
poor Quentin.
forget to release on a light weekend.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that one seems way powerful now.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Is that
board.
10 points?
Actor dates an A-lister +3 and victory points.
Cool. Bridget, you got a lot of pluses over there.
Go for
I'm going to try to blow up your spot. I want you to swap a director.
Oh, my director sucks. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, you finish off the part of the game.
So my primary cast member, Daniel Day-Lewis, demands that a child is cast, so I have to add an actor.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good if it's not a child.
Sorry, Bridget.
Very good.
Praying for like Liam Neeson. Ryan Gosling. everyone's favorite
Bring
boy.
me my child.
Okay, so now we're on to stories.
Now we're on a story, so
Might wanna
Do
take
we
a minute.
discard the rest of our actions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you all like ready?
I guess so.
I'm good.
Okay, so on the line, I got Sandra Bullock and Toby the dog.
All right.
I got director D5 and I got crew C4. All right, and how are they not going to be perfect for the movie Air Bud 16?
You know what I did?
Toby's Revenge. Sorry. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. This was the director. I was supposed to. I governed my crew. Anyways, we fixed it.
I have 2 directors and no
Everything's
crew.
all right.
That's a good way to get things done.
So initially, I
Do you
was
want to switch
thinking-
back to the?
Oh, yeah, we can. I don't know how much of this is in the actual shot. So what's this movie going to be about? What's Air Bud doing these days? Well, what else is happening? Amazon is taking over, okay? Amazon is taking over and Air Bud needs to fight back. But you know, fighting, it's why? I decided to have a script rewrite because it's just too basic, you know? I want to make this a holiday movie. So what if Toby has some sort of It's a Wonderful Life sort of like idea about how he look back on life. But the crazed director I had, he nixed that idea. So I was like, all right, well, what can we do? Because Amazon's still taking over, am I right? So what we're going to do is have Sandra Bullock pretend to be the fiance of Jeff Bezos so that she can get the in while Air Bud is going to play the company picnic basketball game against the Amazon team. But then I was like, no, that's still not right. We need another script rewrite. So, what if
It's arrested.
And so we have a product placement with Smith & Wesson. That's the weapon that we use. And who's got to save the day? It's Air Bud. His team is going to be playing at the company picnic against the police company picnic basketball team for the rights to get Sandra Bullock out of jail. It's going to be a Christmas classic. That's my pitch. You're right.
This all starts because I can't even lie and say The Adjustment Bureau was a good movie. It wasn't a good movie, but we're gonna pretend it.
I had good ideas.
The Adjustment Bureau.
Sort of.
I don't know if any of you saw that.
Yeah.
But it's had good ideas, bad execution. The one good thing was Emily Blunt, because she's good at everything. But anyways, so I was like, what could I do? What could I take some of those ideas and Emily Blunt and make a movie? Well, of course, you think angels, right? That's what the Adjustment Bureau is all about, angels. So let's make Emily Blunt an angel. And let's also have another person, let's say Brie Larson, come into the mix. She's the girl who's had a trauma. That trauma being her leg was bitten off by a shark, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh.
The shark.
Star pull for that shark.
Anywho, unfortunately, my assistant embezzled a bunch of funds for me and ran off with Emily Blunt, who's now broken up with John Krasinski.
Oh, tough.
So the whole basis was Emily Blunt, but now I had to come up with somebody else, so we have Kristen Wiig is now playing the angels, which kind of changes things a little bit, obviously.
That's a 1-for-1.
I was thinking definitely, obviously, because the angel's gonna fall in love. I was really thinking Emily Blunt, Brie Larson lesbian scene would be pretty good, but I mean, Kristen Wiig, Brie Larson, fine. They can make out too. That's fine. I'm fine with that. And then there could be a love triangle between the sharks and everything like that. But oh God, how do I explain this? Well, it's a creature feature. Obviously, Jennifer Jason Leigh dressed as a shark is definitely a creature feature type thing. Yeah. Anyways, a lot going on. A lot of this TMZ stuff, the past tweets. This was all kind of Emily Blunt related. So
I love picturing this in an actual like pitch room.
It just peters out.
anyways,
This whole TMZ stuff.
if you want to watch Kristen Wiig, Brie Larson, and a shark Jennifer Jason Leigh have a threesome, buy my movie.
Perfect.
Boom.
What's the name of your movie, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the name of this film?
Shark Lesbo.
How do the holidays come into play?
Because an angel comes down and shows Brie Larson that it's okay they're like a bit off by her
Because it
former
happens
shark
during
lover.
Christmas.
Okay.
That's it.
And
It's
it
like the song
happened-
"Last Christmas." The word "Christmas" is the only connection. That's perfectly okay. I got upset there.
It's called
Made a movie.
A Prosthetic for Christmas.
Oh God.
Well, my movie is pretty light-hearted compared to that one. No, it's not true, but it's pretty light compared to that one. Look at that stack of cards.
I know.
That's it.
Yes, a lot heavy.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot to process there. Well, I didn't have a lot of the drama. We did have a leaked script and an online ad campaign ran pretty well that kind of balanced that out for us. But we had Van Octane and Jack Nicholson just in from the beginning. They were really at the top of their game. Like you've seen them before, but you've never seen them like this. So
Nicholson's at the top of his game right now.
Yeah.
exactly, right? So
Old and he hasn't been seen in several years. Top of his game.
top of his game.
Coming
So,
out of retirement, man.
so anyways, have a little bit of a trailer ready for everybody to view if we want to get into that.
In a future where trees are but a memory, the richest man of all is the one who has the pines. Van Octane plays Edward Scrooge, a rich tree farmer with an empty life and a valueless soul. After the Great Fire that wiped out the crops and trees' sparseness, violence grows. Danger is on every turn, and Scrooge finds himself worrying most nights. One night, expecting a rival to break in, he's instead encountered by his old partner, Bob Marley. Can Edward Scrooge see the true meaning of Christmas? Is he enough? Is he in time to save all the world? Can the ghost of his partner past help set him on the right course? And can we make a brighter future for all boys and girls? Van Diesel as Edward Scrooge and Jack Nicholson as Bob Marley. I present.
Where's that whitewashed card?
Coming to theaters this Christmas. Burn, baby, burn.
I thought it was the pie.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's got to be the Pines now. And this is, of course, a disaster film starring a descendant of Scrooge and has a Christmas tree farm.
Oh man.
I just have a quick question as a potential investor. Does Van Octane have like a Benjamin Button disease? Why is he so much younger than his old partner?
What is his old partner from the 20th century?
I think the choice of Jack Nicholson in that casting is very distasteful.
So Jodie comes to me. Jodie Foster, everyone. I know Jodie Foster. So Jodie comes to me and she says, I want to make a holiday thriller with some heart. Because that's what she's known for. Thrillers with heart. Panic Room, Silence of the Lambs.
Movie number 3.
Movie number 3.
Contact.
The Beaver.
Nell.
Nell.
Pay and a women tick pay.
So
I saw that in the theaters.
No cray chickpea.
thank you. So I said, I got it. I got you. I think I know what we're doing. Milltown's closing down. The mill's closing down. There's something going on. What's going on? I'll tell you what. The only person who can get to the bottom of this is Jodie Foster's sister, Julia Roberts. But she lives on the other coast. And I'll tell you what, she never comes home for Christmas. And it's December. She doesn't speak to her family. But the only person who can solve the mystery is Julia Roberts. And a dog. That dog, an investigative reporter, the best this Milltown has ever seen, convinces Julia Roberts to come back and solve the mystery / corporate intrigue of the Milltown's closure. We don't have a title yet. Christmas Milling. we're just honestly thinking about throwing two words together. Holiday lumber.
Yule log?
Yule log. Yule log. Thank you. Thank you for giving
It will
me.
be cool 500,000. It's guaranteed to turn a profit.
I'm not gonna lie. The best we got was the guy who directed The Notebook. It was we couldn't get a thriller director. We had a lot of problems. We didn't initially want to go with a mill. We decided to go with a pesticide factory. We went with Roundup. Unfortunately, there was the whole Roundup cancer thing that happened. That really set us back, and it was real bad when that leaked voicemail where I was talking to the CEO of Roundup 2 years ago and knew about this completely. It doesn't look good for us. So I thought maybe it's a mill, but also a tobacco plant. So we went with a Marlboro product placement, but then our co-stars got caught smoking Camels. Ruined that. We're in the hole. This thing's coming in hot. I don't know what's. We've got a cute dog. And I think if we just put the dog on the poster, looking really serious, and then smaller faces of Jodie Foster, Julia Roberts. Their name's first, of course. The dog is third billed. It has to be third billed. It's in Jodie's rider. I think we got something. I'm just gonna.
You had one more there.
Oh, we do have one more. Thank you. I forgot. Thankfully, our co-star, the dog, started dating Jennifer Lawrence during this whole thing, which really, that's going to give us a huge boost. She's up for a few awards this year, so I think that's good. That's why I think dog center the poster.
Yeah, of course. I'll start with my director and crew because I feel like it's a little off the beaten path, but you'll understand where I'm going. Director, usually doing romantic comedies and biographies. We're going to take a little bit from like true life happening. There's definitely some rom-com antics coming up in a little bit, and our crew is great with trauma. It was really helpful to have them on set to deal with just all the emotions going on. I'm going to pitch a musical because we have the great talent, Kristen Chenoweth. Unfortunately, she tragically lost her husband about a week before Christmas, so she's pretty down in the dumps. Luckily, who picks up the pieces? Not just Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but a bulldog voiced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's a lost bulldog just trying to find some love, too. So he comes in and saves Christmas. Luckily, Bulldog Rock really gets Kristen through the holidays, and they end with a rousing closing number of "You Get Me Through the Roughest Times" in the movie Lost Husband, Found Dog. And by the way, we put out a big newspaper ad campaign about it.
Nothing will replace
Three
these.
interstices things we've had.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
pieces going on, yes.
Okay.
It's the 1920s. London is filthy. People are sick in the streets. Daniel Day-Lewis steps out of a tenement home, goes to do his job as a chimney sweep. He bumps into a woman played by Rachel Evan Wood. Now, he's seen her every day for the last 3 months, wanting to do nothing but speak to her, but he can't because he's mute. So he can only look at her and wink.
Perfect casting for this movie, too.
God.
I can see this movie.
Now, as he goes about to do his daily business, he realizes that there's a young man he sees every day that bears a striking resemblance to Rachel Evan Wood. A man played by Ryan Gosling. Now, you see, he comes to realize from seeing pictures from hearing stories. Because he's mute, people don't pay attention to him while he's sweeping their chimneys. And he can hear everything that happens in the house. Ryan Gosling is looking for the mother that gave him up for adoption some 20 years ago. Rachel Evan Wood is looking for the son she lost. Christmas is upon us. But before Daniel Day-Lewis can figure out a way to communicate, because he can't write, he is illiterate. He does not know sign language. He can't find a way to let these people know that they are in each other's lives. He tries to create situations where they run into each other, but it never works. Until finally, one day, the aliens come. The Christmas aliens. And they with them bring a technology that gives him for the first time a voice. And this voice allows him to speak as one of the two other people. So he has to stand in the shadows or shout from inside the chimney in the voice of the other to try to orchestrate a mashup between these two people and reunite them in time for Christmas. Now, in this, Daniel Day-Lewis realizes that Ryan Gosling is as much a part of his life now as the son he never had. He wants to take him into his own family. He wants to be part of this family that he can't explain or discuss with anyone. So he tries to become closer, tries to help him, but unfortunately, in this, he drives Ryan Gosling away. Ryan Gosling one day runs from him, is struck by a very new horseless carriage, and is left mute. Like his adopted father.
The irony.
However, Daniel Day-Lewis can still, from the aliens' technology, speak in his voice. So as things are written by Ryan Gosling, Daniel Day-Lewis can speak them. And then they are able to communicate as one in this fashion. Now, we got the director of D2 The Mighty Ducks
Stephen, bro.
to helm this project, known for drama and sports. We got a great crew. This is obviously a fantasy movie because of the magic aliens. Not sci-fi, fantasy. And what has really helped us is we have a transit ad campaign that went really well. We turned entire cars on the London Tube into scenes from the movie, inside and outside. So you are in a chimney with Daniel Day-Lewis when you are riding these trains.
Is it actually Daniel Day-Lewis on these trains?
He is, yes, he is there, but he is mute
Okay.
because he is a method actor.
Of course.
So luckily, Baby Driver 2 was just released, Baby Driver, and Ryan Gosling has been rocketed to superstardom, surpassing
Not in
maybe
Baby
even.
Driver.
He's not? Wait, who is?
But he's in Baby Driver.
No, what am I thinking of?
He's in Drive.
Yeah. Drive 2, Driver. So now he's a superstar. So we're going to ride that wave to victory. If we're being honest, he wasn't in the movie. And then I found out this was going to be a big hit, and I managed to loop him in. I just wrote his thing, and that's why the aliens are there. But it's fine, because we're going to ride Ryan Gosling's fame to glory. It is called Chimney Sweeps, Aliens, and Magic.
And also, with that, you have carried us across the 12-hour mark.
Yay! And also,
Halfway.
in full disclosure, I forgot that it was a fantasy movie, and I just shouted the word aliens at a certain point in my pitch, and they were not part of it initially.
So, I gave everybody a scrap of paper. You gonna vote for your favorite that wasn't you?
I threw it away.
I assumed you handed me blank trash.
So I have an alternate voting suggestion that makes it a little less like have to pick one. Just go around and yay or nay and count up, like you would throw in a yes or a no, like a rotten tomato or a fresh tomato. And then
A moldy potato or a
moldy-
delicious home fry.
exactly, yeah, like a baked potato with like chives and cream on it and steaming.
Certified hut.
I think you're going to run into like a lot of like what happens when you run into like a lot of ties and things like.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that the post-credit scene?
Voting yay for everyone.
We could split it up and give us X number, and we each get 3, and each one of them's worth 10, and that spreads it around a little bit.
That's like a little closer to what I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so Matt gets one. Feel free to send some this way.
Jared gets one.
Harry gets one.
Danielle, you get one.
I think John gets one of mine.
Danielle.
Oh, thank you.
So we count up points.
So how many? Well, how many
So how
votes
do we
did
figure
everybody
that out?
get?
I got 3.
I got 3.
I got 4.
I got 2.
I got 4.
2.
So John and I now have to do like a rap battle.
No, I think they're worth 10 each.
Yeah, 10 points per vote.
Why don't
Okay.
you use mine that's right here in front of the camera to show the audience how the voting works?
Exactly.
We don't even know how the voting works.
Sorry for kicking the camera, folks. It's really in my feet space. So,
Sorry. Oh,
we
geez.
start with the 3 votes that he got. That's 30. Now, he's got a +3 victory points card and no minuses, so that gets him up to 33. Now, we have a sports movie, and that's the number 1 for Toby the dog. So instead of 7, he gets a +5 on that. It's 12 plus the 33 that we initially had is
What if
45.
it was the second?
That's +3.
Oh, that
Okay,
hurt.
Second. What hurt?
It was nothing. It's fine.
Oh, okay. And then Sandra Bullock, sports is not her specialty, so she's only worth that 6. So that gets us to 41. The director, D5, does not specialize in sports movies, but is still worth the 9. That's 50. And then we have 5 points for C4, but because their top trope is square, and we have a square trope there, that's another 5, so that gets them up to 60. So Matt scored 60 total points.
So you get +5 for each. So like I have
That was smart.
Milltown and Animal,
So smart.
and my crew is Diamond, which is money, and Triangle, which is family.
Correct.
Would you end up with Johnny?
I end up keep counting because the number is coming up high. I feel, but maybe not.
It seems like everybody's high except for me.
You did get 4 votes though, John. So I mean, you start with a base of 40.
I mean, I'm only 7 ahead of you.
What'd you have?
60.
Oh, okay. That's not. That makes me feel a little bit better.
And Danielle got 62. So.
So I got 93.
Made up for lost time.
Wow.
Whoa.
John crushed the box
It's
office.
where the voting makes a difference because I,
Yeah.
with all my cards, had 83.
Yeah.
So you won.
One vote difference.
No, the one vote difference. Exactly.
Yeah.
One
So
vote
it
difference.
came down to the voting, but we had structure.
That's good though.
No, I like
That's
that.
balanced.
It's good because it can take a bad production, and with enough votes, you can still get up there.
Exactly.
It's good, but
No,
I could
that's
have gotten
great.
like 3 more votes and still gotten crushed.
Not
So there
true,
is, like,
because
a
other
massive
people would have been
imbalance.
losing votes.
Right.
But let's look at that. Let's figure
Right.
out why.
Okay, so
All right.
Jodie Foster and Jeff Bridges play dueling sheriffs in separate towns.
Dueling
in,
what?
Sheriffs,
Oh, sheriffs, okay.
in different towns in my western. Also around Christmas, apparently.
Christmas in the West.
They join forces when adorable creatures become demonic nightmares in their 2 towns. Those adorable creatures becoming demonic nightmares are played by Doug Jones. Every single one of them is Doug Jones.
Oh, it's like Deep Rye and his me really Wonka remake.
They just duplicate him to the max. Luckily, Jodie Foster has a pit bull that is able to eat all of the animals because the pet saves Christmas. And that's all I have. Because how do you fit Western into Christmas? Who knows? I've had a lot of annoyances during this whole production. Jeff Bridges found religion. He went off and found a cult. We were in the middle of the desert filming the Western anyways, so should have saw that coming.
It's our fault.
And we did do.
Film this in cult country.
Yeah, we did do a mid-production. We had to do a mid-production rewrite because we originally were going for one of either Jodie or Jeff Bridges. Weren't really sure if they were going to be a descendant of Scrooge. I one of their grandfathers died. They didn't want to think about a descendant at that time, so we switched it to The Pet Saves Christmas, brought that pitbull right in, and called it a day. Yeah, and title is They Were Spurred in the Night.
Okay, so what we have here is a cutting-edge superhero zombie sci-fi movie set in current day in a small town where the community center is closing just before Christmas.
Of course.
This community comes together. They band together to save it, but they fail. It doesn't work. The movie begins with the community center closing. You see through flashes and clips them trying to fight. There'll be a musical montage, of course. And you see their steps, their efforts to try to save it. It's spearheaded by a young in-love couple played by Keanu Reeves and Emily Blunt.
What a weird
And when the movie opens,
60-year-old man.
he is immortal. And as the movie opens, you see them basically dismantling the community center. And it's their responsibility. They have to clean out. It's going to be bulldozed, so they're removing anything that they have there that they need to take with them. And just as this is happening on Christmas Eve, there's a zombie invasion. There's a chemical truck that spills, goes down a nearby hill, turning the entire community into this writhing zombie horde. They have to hold up in the community center, their last ditch to survive, to fortify it, to keep themselves alive. Because what they discover through a series of events involving the internet and searching and investigations, they're able to communicate with the outside world. Though they're surrounded, they can't, nobody can get to them. At sunrise, the amount of time, the half-life of this mutagen will have passed, all the zombies will perish, and they will be saved. But they have to survive until Christmas morning, using only their love, their wits, and whatever improvised weapons that they can create. Luckily, Keanu Reeves has a lot of training in this from his Matrix days, Point Break, things like that. John Wick. We're bringing back some of that action, some of that adventure. This movie changed a lot during production. Because initially it was Jamie Lee Curtis and it was Sophie Turner. And they were the love interests, one another. And what ended up happening is there was a Hollywood breakup. Jamie Lee Curtis was dating the director. Didn't work so well. So they broke up. She's gone. Now, what ended up happening with Sophie Turner is a little bit more of a story. You see, she left some hateful messages. We won't go into it. They were leaked to the press. She did some charity work. It neutralized everything, but it was still bad enough. She had to be cut from the production. So we replaced both of those actors, and luckily everything worked out. Now, we also got a couple script rewrites. Initially, instead of the closing community center, it was going to be a local bake-off, but we decided that wasn't going to fit because Jamie Lee Curtis's his character, she had been a baker. That's just not going to work anymore. So what we're doing now is this zombie invasion where they just have to survive until Christmas
Big jump
morning.
from Baker. Bake Off.
No, Bake Off to community center closing.
Oh, I see.
It was going to be in the building. There was going to be the Bake Off going on. There was going to be more people involved, but now we narrowed it down to just 2. So with current hits like A Quiet Place, things like that, we're relying on these 2 actors in a closed box movie, and the name of this is going to be Love Until Christmas Comes, or Not.
Or not.
And
No, she just said it.
every one of
go.
these helped me math-wise, but screwed me narratively. Because I knew what I wanted to do, like going into the
You
action.
did pretty well though.
Yeah.
You turned it.
Eileen says this game does seem super fun. Good work, you guys.
Oh,
Yay. Thanks, Eileen.
Thanks, Eileen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, have I got a pitch for you? The movie of the future. So if I say Sandra Bullock, if I say Christian Chenoweth, what do you think?
The
I know
future.
what you think. You think buddy cops. You think buddy cops at the North Pole. You think buddy cops at the North Pole who have a Freaky Friday moment and enter each other's bodies. And when they do, they realize they want to commit a heist. They want to rob the fat man. In the movie, Unstuffing the Stocking.
This is not an adult film.
Is this good enough for you? I hope so, because it's good enough for Taco Bell. They want to make a movie tie-in. Okay, so now there is a bit of a concession that we have to move the movie to Mexico. Everything was going fine there until the tiger scene started. And somehow the tiger turned into a dog and bit the handler. It was a horrific behind-the-scenes event. It was blood everywhere. It was just like we had to pay some people for cover-ups. But let me tell you, it worked out. Because Christian Chenoweth got to go to the hospital and pay him a visit for the positive PR. And then, on top of that, while we were there, why not work out a deal with Blue Cross Blue Shield? They're behind the movie, too. We've got director D1. He's great with action. He's great with fantasy. And crew VP5. I don't really know much about that, but they really seem like good folk. Unstuffing the Stocking. Coming soon to theaters near you.
Yeah, we really got to get some flavor on those crew cars. Man. All right.
Those were good.
When you get Julia Roberts to star in your movie, you go with a rom-com, obviously. She's the queen of romantic comedies. We need to make a Christmas.
15 years ago.
15 years ago.
20 years ago.
In everybody's heart.
30 years ago.
Listen.
50 years ago.
And find Pretty Woman or Mystic Pizza, because I bet you can.
Which came out 30 years ago.
And is still enjoyed by millions, generation after generation. Anyway. I've got John's vote. This is great. All right. So, you got a rom-com. We're stuck in an airport. Happens to everybody. It's super relatable. It's Christmas Eve. You want to get home for Christmas. You want to see your family. You're stuck in an airport. Julia Roberts was stuck in an airport with Zac Efron.
Ooh.
Zac Efron.
A cougar picture.
Is a young boy who's never found love.
Gross. I'm sorry, but you said boy. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Who has severe anxiety issues and is afraid of flying. So he
It's relatable.
has he has a support pet that's a koala. And it talks.
It's casual.
This support animal, this therapy animal, is trying to help Zac Efron get his confidence back, get his mojo back, and he introduces him. Oh, the laughter was beautiful. He introduces him to Julia Roberts. And a relationship between a kid and an old person blossoms. And we find some romance stuck in the airport on Christmas Eve. Now, thank God we're releasing on a light release weekend. There's not a lot because we ran into a little bit of issue with product placement. We talked to the people at Plan B about and they were on board, but boy did we get some blowback about it. But I think with no other major releases that weekend, I think we're going to get a good solid $30 to $40 million opening. So I think we're all right. We're calling it the May-December Christmas.
Holy shit.
Nicely done.
You want to know who I don't envy? You four. Not a single one of you do I envy. Because you only have 2 chips.
And now we vote?
Now we vote.
All right, Quentin.
Yeah, I got to do Quentin and Matt.
Spur of the night gets one. And Matt for the pitch.
Oh
Oh
my.
man, now I'm gonna have to do math.
All right,
time.
math,
I can't
huh?
convince John to do it for me.
I think that genres and trope categories need to become the same thing.
Yeah.
So then your
Right, yeah,
trope is
yeah.
more specific in there, and then that ties them all together.
That'd be, that
Which
would be cool because
we should be able to do because like
Yeah.
Octane is
Yeah.
your action, Crazy Antics is like kind of comedy, rom-com.
And we also
Family
kind of
friends,
combined things and made them more generic. So if we need to expand, we can pull things
Yeah,
out
exactly.
and like. So there can be like, it can be like not just time travel. It can be like Groundhog Day style time travel, or
Yeah.
like Back to the Future style time travel.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Oh, go
We'll just
your
you know.
computer.
Well, I just keep checking in on what that.
Oh, I was wondering where you.
I like the
Oh,
idea.
Now I know. Thank you.
I like the idea of doing more tropes just because it's a challenge.
It
for
just
me.
adds more
Yeah.
fun to the game too. Yeah,
Yeah.
So there's no harm in that.
Yeah. So
And with 10 hours
also-
left, let's give all of them to me. I got it.
It's not too long. It's just
Yeah, like if you guys,
guess.
I think you could probably tell afterwards if you remember my reaction when I drew that extra trope, and I already had my perfect setup here, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's tropical Christmas, no snow.
Yeah.
Right.
My other option
Your other one was it was something else very Christmassy.
Yeah,
too.
it was like super.
Oh wait, back there. Oh no, that wasn't it.
I don't remember.
Your pitch was strong enough.
Elves helping with Christmas.
Your
Elves
pitch was
helping
strong
with
enough, by the way,
Christmas.
that I was not going to vote for you initially because you were like North Pole and set everything at the North Pole, but then you were like, but also Mexico, and then didn't address it. You're just like, also Mexico happened anyway.
Well, no, Taco Bell requested it. They were gonna read the tweet.
It was the sponsor. Yeah.
Yeah, but you never
Yep.
addressed the North Pole thing. But
Also playing
Pitch.
just. I was gonna say I got 35 points.
Yeah, I got 44.
I got 89.
Holy.
Holy balls!
I was in the middle. I had 61.
So like, partially it was because I had my
But I
plus
give you
10.
that minus 10.
Yeah.
You did
Like I
give me
had
minus
plus
10.
I had plus 40 from the votes and the release, and then I also had both of my main actors I lucked out, and they're both strong in romantic comedies, so that's plus 10 right there.
Yeah.
And
And,
that was-
even though Ephron's
I misunderstood obviously how to link that, so I lost the bonuses. But also, when I had action cards, I had no real pluses to play on myself, except for the one that neutralized the negative.
yeah.
Now that's just gonna happen sometimes
Right.
in games.
Oh yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But
It
one
feels-
thing that I got settled on watching you guys play, and this is, I'm very happy that I came and watched, although it's very difficult to sit here and do numbers.
we're screwed.
But those tens, those are too much.
Yeah.
All,
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
all the tens are becoming fives. All right, so who's in this game?
I'm gonna play this game.
Is it just three of us in?
Oh, I'm in.
You're in?
I got all my markers in this game.
I'd actually kind of like to watch one because I haven't watched one.
Yeah.
So.
Also, can I put these
I
markers
was saying
somewhere?
if
Matt, my hands are full.
Coffee.
oh yeah, I forgot about those. Oh, hand them out. I can't get up right now.
I see.
I forgot you play. Disney Princess stickers for everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we open them?
No.
Too bad.
Like
Maybe we can trade here.
I worked for this company when I set up her deck.
I'm not trading Bell. I get no attachment to Brave. This one's cool.
Yeah, I'll trade you some Meredith stickers.
So you got,
Yeah, you
got a
want-
bell.
Wait, you like Bell?
Yeah, I want Bell. Bell's
I
not
have
good.
a wait. I'm so confused.
You want this
Oh,
one here
sorry.
too?
Guys,
Take that. You want those two?
All right. Yeah.
Let's do
I
this.
got Doc.
My favorite Disney princess. Arguably, you just won.
All right, so is it pitch time?
Yep.
So we gotta turn our unused actions in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just so nothing
just
gets
discard.
confused. Yeah.
Turn them in.
This is gonna be. My director is useless.
All
right, so I know that you've already seen the ads on the subway systems across the world. We've had a very successful campaign. I know the movie's not greenlit yet, but that didn't stop us. We wanted to, put the cart before the horse a little bit and start the promotion for this film. We got Edward Wrong directing it, and you know how the kids love him after he did Ron of the Dead and all those other movies.
Oh yeah, Baby Driver.
Yes, that's one of his films as well. So, just think of the stars that we got for this picture. We got Roberta Jules. She's had a career for 30 years, and just nothing can touch her. And then we got Stanley Buscemi, a man of the people, a guy who actually went out there and helped people in New York when they needed it most, of his own volition. And then we got Kids Dynamite, just running behind the scenes, helping us just make this amazing picture a reality. So just picture this. Roberta Jules, she's a wounded war vet. She comes back to America from overseas, and they decide, the U.S. government, that we can fix her better than she was before. Dr. Stanley Buscemi, that's his name in the film. He goes by his real name. He performs the surgery on her. However, it doesn't go quite as expected. And the end result is that she has a third leg. So she's running around with a third leg, not knowing what to do, and Kids Dynamite, they did a wonderful job of it. It's a delight for the whole family. Now the problem is that even though we were testing really high on Rotten Potatoes, I'm sure you heard that we decided to do a little bit of research on our own, and we started doing our own experiments on unpaid interns. So there are a couple of Cronenberg-y interns roaming around NYU, and that is not ideal. It's not what we set out to do, but I think that we can make up for the class action lawsuits from those 7 individuals by putting some butts in seats.
I have to say, the fact that you're just getting away with class action lawsuits and not direct lawsuits feels pretty good. I think that's a win.
I don't think these kids are that smart. Whether or not that's our fault remains to be seen.
It turns out their lawyer is also one of those wretched Cronenbergian monsters.
Yeah, we had some other interns chase him to his house and bring him back to the lab.
Yay.
Does it have a name?
Yes, the name of this picture is Tripod.
So what we have here is we have a buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unintentional. Let's start over. So what we have here is we have a buddy cop movie at its finest. But one of the buddy is not human. You see, what we have is we have a picture starring William Crevasse. This is a man who can bridge gaps between genres. So it doesn't matter what movie we make, he's going to be the right pick for the role. And with him, Toby the dog. Whoa. Who needs a human partner when you have Toby the dog? Because guess what?
Certainly not Jim Belushi.
You're with your dog partner. You pull a bad shift and you have to work overnight, Christmas Eve into Christmas morning. And some criminals are coming to hit the evidence room. But you're the only one there to stop them. Luckily for you, they're bumbling criminals. They had sideways guns. It's not going well. They are not the A-team. We had this crewed by citizens on patrol. This is epic. They know cops in and out. And in line with that, it is directed by Steven frickin' Rubrick. He tortured William Crevasse. The tears you see in this movie, unscripted, real. There is no acting, there is only truth. Will they overcome these bumbling criminals? Probably they are bumbling criminals. How will they do it? Partnership, love, and the Christmas spirit. That is how. Now, our first test screening did not go so well. We ended up with a little bit of an issue. There was a low Rotten Tomatoes score. Then we had the incident with Baroness Sports, with the viral talk show appearance. We don't like to discuss that, but based on the demands of Mr. Rubric, we swapped that actor out. That is actually how we ended up with Toby the dog, because we figured humans are too much trouble, right? Dog's not going to go on a talk show and embarrass everybody. Everybody loves a dog, you know. There's a good dog, good. So you're going to go on December 22nd when this movie opens, and you're going to see it, and you're going to like it, and you're going to love it, and it's going to become part of your life, because it's called A Dog's Christmas Hero.
Does the dog own William?
Yes.
So it's a possessive, the dog's Christmas
Well,
hero.
I said they were partners, but what I didn't say explicitly, the dog is the veteran.
Oh.
William Crevasse, he's the rookie. He's learning the ropes from the dog.
Just picture the dog driving the cop car. Excellent.
And done.
When did you get that one? That's great.
With my fast food tie-in. Okay, I think I sort of got something.
That's a great trope.
All right, let's start off being real. This was a rocky production up front. I don't want to put any blame on a certain star dog, but some sort of dog got on set and attacked my gals. Our initial crew that I was really excited to work with, but we turned bloody lemons into lemonade because we were able to get the sad clowns, and they really know how to set a mood. Picture this now. Someone is sad. It's raining. Rain provided by the sad clown artists. It's Van Octane, who, might I add, his star has risen lately. But anyway, he's sad. He's sad because he's realized that Santa Claus is actually dead. And also his uncle, Siobhan Seaver, is dead. He's Shaban, whatever.
And that's a woman.
He's less sad about Shaban than Santa, but he's still sad. Oh wait, I put then.
I don't know who you are, but I'm sad.
Because you were family.
But the butler comes in and calls him to a meeting with the lawyer. It's time to read the will. And he gets the mixed bag of news. He's gonna get a huge inheritance, but he's gotta do something. He's gotta use science to play God.
Oh.
So he's gonna raise Saint Nick from the dead.
Okay.
Now, you're bringing back Saint Nick from the dead. What fast food joint isn't going to want to tie in? Burger King. Everyone's going to want the real deal. They're going to want the toys. Yes, we did initially have Brian Guzman in the role. He got in the breakup thing. It was a little weird. But Judy, his girlfriend, directed this film with rage at the breakup afterwards. And I got nothing more for a story there. That's it.
What's the name of it?
Saint Nick of Time.
Pulled it out at the end.
Is it actually 4:05?
It is.
Wow.
In the hotbed of violent activity that is Northeast Ohio.
Okay, that's what the Google search was.
The life of a police officer is nothing but stress. Having to bring on new recruits all the time and watching their brothers fall one after another in violence is enough to drive a man crazy. I tell you, Jones, sometimes this job just gets to me. Really, Alan? Yeah, it's not worth the pension, it seems. When the stress gets to a man, oh, I can't take it anymore! Sometimes a good cop can go bad. Alan, why are you doing this? They didn't give me a choice, Jones.
It's just a gangland.
They drew first blood. But you taught me everything that I know. But I didn't teach you everything that I know.
Yes. The mechanic.
Chief, I'm telling you. Alan's gone bad. He's up to something. It's Christmas time, Jones. Go home and relax. No relaxing like this. Alan, don't do it! Your Christmas Day parade is never gonna be the same again.
Oh God!
Starring recently famous in China, Bernie Albrecht as Sergeant Allen.
Sergeant Allen.
Sluggo Bones as Private Jones. No, they don't call him privates.
Private parts.
Officer
Lieutenant.
Jones. Lieutenant, no, they're
Patrolman.
right. Patrolman Jones. I sure am happy to be a cop. And Rosie Creek in a breakout role. Coming to you soon in theaters. Killed in Akron.
So I have to ask, since I saw you looking up Ohio, was it like you just wanted to make sure Akron was in Ohio?
I needed to know what corner it was in. It was northeast, but I had to make another one.
I just saw him
Yeah.
on a map.
Thanks.
Wow, that's so good.
So,
Someone wants those points.
So I'm glad everybody enjoyed the preview that we got there going. It's going to start running in theaters this weekend. Now, let me tell you, we had a real controversial product placement. We had a shot there from the NRA still hanging out. And, this was filmed before certain events, or before that David Hogg came in and messed up all our NRA placements. So we had to get that out of there. But there were some slides that went out early that did leak. And the studio, seeing some of this, they did come in and they say, hey, maybe add a little bit more. Don't just make it about a sniper and have them training. Make it a good cop that goes bad. That'll be a feel-good story. They're ready. They don't know what they're talking about. There we go. Now they were saying, hey, there's a whole bunch of cop goes bad, turns into a sniper, and shoots up a parade movies coming out.
Oh my God.
What makes yours so different? I said, listen, we have Bernie freaking Albrecht. Do you know how our sales are going to be in China? We're going to get so much yuan that yuan.
What?
What's China?
Yen?
Yeah.
No,
No, that's Japan.
Yeah.
I think it's yuan, or it's Y-U-A-N. Yuan.
Sure.
We're gonna get so much yuan, we're gonna be swimming in it like Scrooge McDuck. Now, we did originally have Angeline Tulip lined up, and the sex appeal that she was gonna bring was just gonna be off the roof. But here's the thing. She's a smackhead, okay? And she just couldn't keep it straight on set. And Lara Ephraim was like, listen, it's gonna be her or it's gonna be me. And of course, Lara has dirt on me, so it wasn't gonna be Lara. So then Bernie comes in and he goes, hey, man, there has been so much going on here. I think we need to cast somebody else. And so we went and we we added Rosie Creek to the production to fill in as his love interest that tries to bring him back. And of course, in the end, well, you know,
Cast
you're just
member
gonna have to see
demands
them.
kid is cast. Love interest.
It's kind of a thing there, right? Because this says kid, but then this is Rosario Dawson. So I'm not sure if I'm playing the card or the actor that we pulled on it. Which way to go there?
That's
So,
fair, yeah.
anyways, guys, we're gonna be friggin' rich. Now let's go get drunk. Okay, I'm done.
All right.
And now we vote. That one's for you, Matt.
Thank you.
I got 81.
56. That was because of this, because they had to swap out an actor.
Yeah.
And then the minus 10. See, that's an interesting. That's an interesting thing. Between swapping one actor and then the 2 action cards, I actually lost like 20 points. Sorry, no, I'm good.
I ended up at 101 apparently.
Whoa.
Crushing it.
I got a lot of matches with my tropes.
That's good. So the tropes can make or break
Does that
it.
sound like it should be a right number, John?
Yeah, I'm in that ballpark too. I'm just on my second calculation
That's a
here.
huge opening weekend.
Actually, I'm on my third calculation, but 1 and 2 didn't match, so now
So
I'm going
you got 101 million. I got 56 million.
Yeah.
Mine was. I mean, I just had to pay a dog.
Hey, John, do you have pot holders?
Yes, bottom drawer.
I shot myself in the foot, cutting myself down to 2 tropes. Like only having 2 tropes. Because I
to
lost.
start. Well, now you have to.
Right, but I mean, not. I guess I had a card I could have played to pick up another trope as well.
98.
That was close. So 98, 101, 56.
So every playthrough we've played, except for the first one, is this only the third
This is the third.
or the fourth? Third.
Third.
Okay. So on every one, on the first one we had a high one, but all the other ones, there's been groupings and then one low, which maybe is just an acceptable mechanic. Someone's not going to do as well.
Well, so what did you get?
56.
But it would have been 76 were it not for sabotage done against you, right?
Yeah, 2 bad lucks.
Where did
You also have some negative points there too, as well, right?
Well, that's what I mean, yeah. So I got these, and that one swap out cost me another match that would have gotten me more points.
Right. CB, what did you get? What was your score?
81.
81.
Yeah, actually the big thing that pushed me up was I did have my plus 10 here.
What was you guys' score?
Plus, I only got 1 vote. You know what I mean?
First
Right.
broken up, right?
So if I got
Yeah.
2 more votes
But John did.
and that, I would have been right up.
Right, and that's minus
Well,
from
and
people
it's
and
also,
others
like,
from
yeah.
others. So.
Yeah, well, this is
Three of these
we're all.
cards, I
I was
matched
within.
two of
I
my
still could have hit it.
Yeah.
So I got big points for those.
Which is good. That's very good.
What was
Because I
your
like
score?
that 1 or 2 decisions can
What was
tip
you
it
guys'
that
the rest
much.
of you guys' scores?
98.
56.
And like 80.
Hey.
By the way, that
Easy.
that
Anyone?
that
All right.
rehab swap that you played. Wait, which one you played? You played the rehab on there, right?
No, he played rehab. I played something on you.
I played rehab.
So that cost me the
John
game
Burnett?
actually because Rosie Creek gets me 10 points. Sorry, Sluggo Bones gets me 10 points, but Angeline Tulip would have gotten me 11 plus 8 because I have both of those colors. So it would have been plus 9. I lost by 3. So that was the game right there. Was Angeline Tulip going to rehab?
Yeah, that's cool. That sabotage
Well,
actually
also,
works.
yeah, this is the one I played on you too.
Right. And really, in the end, every single move adds up into,
And it does matter.
You know.
And like the same as last time, I didn't have I had no positive action cards. I had all either negative or swap cards.
It's awful.
And
Wonderful. At the same
if I had had like Matt's plus 10, then it would have negated this, and I at least would have finished like in the same ballpark, even if nothing else had changed.
Yeah.
Someone walked over your grave.
I have a newspaper ad campaign, so I guess that's 5 victory points.
I don't know. That's what they say, right? I feel like someone's walked over my grave. Like, that's what they say.
Anyway, look at this beautiful art of Quentin.
Which I drew because I was empowered by Danielle's artistry.
And also, look at this beautiful bread that CB made for us.
22 and a half hours into development of.
Holy crap! Please put it like that.
Don't say words that hurt us.
So the biggest change is that genre has not entirely been taken out of the game. There are no longer genre cards. So what we have done is we have taken the tropes cards and we have basically put them into 6 main categories of genre, which I don't know if I can actually pull up. We made
Well, you
action
might
adventure.
press.
Yes.
We made action adventure, we made sci-fi, fantasy, horror, we made feel good, crime, thriller, drama, and comedy. And then we greatly expanded the number of tropes that we had in each one of those. So we now have 150 tropes to choose from to really mix up the gameplay. And so then obviously that's a big change because previously actors and directors played to the genre deck and only crew played to the tropes deck. Now everything plays off the tropes deck. Other than that, the game basically plays the same as the last time we did. Like that was the only real major change. That and adding characters and stuff. Yeah, some background numbers. A lot of work went into. There are no more real actors in the game at this point. Directors have been added, crews have been added, and they all have a little bit of flair. So there are the wrecking crew. Who you can take to divine as maybe they are really into explosives or they are really good at crashing cars, whatever works for your movie. So one thing that is going to be different over before is now because of the change. Before you could decide to keep more than 2 of your tropes, but now you have to discard so that you only have 2 left.
Quick question before we start.
Sure.
The different shades of green, are they the same green?
Should be all the same green. There's
Okay.
only one green.
But orange and red are distinct.
Orange and red are distinct. There's a couple times where they look a little the same, and if you have a question, I can pull up the sheet really easily.
For example, I believe Van Octane is orange.
All right.
But that's like a darker orange that gets close to.
And your belief is factual.
All right.
Okay. So I am just going to kind of set mine up here so people have a little bit of
I could do
view.
the same.
And we apologize if the light does kind of bounce off of some of these. Very hard to
I will leave my
do
hand
professional
here.
things. For you, the viewer.
Shoulder muscles be damned. So let me tell you about this movie. This is a movie that's got a dog in it, but it's not starring a dog. This is not an animal film, but it is about a dog. It's about a very smart dog, a very goodest boy, if you will, as the children are saying nowadays. Now, we got Stephanie Spielberg on this, and she's big time. She's normally not going to pick up a flick like what we're doing here, but I'm telling you, with her on board, and it's not about the pet, but it is about the pet, but the pet's lost, so it's about a lost pet. Okay, so follow me here. It's not about a pet, it's about a lost pet, and that's a very different animal. Okay? Now, we got the Zodiac Thrillers on the scene. They're gonna help things. When it comes to getting animals to do what you want them to do, the Zodiac Thrillers, they're your guys. Okay? Now, we've got some real A-list people knocking up the top of this cast here. We got Chuck E. Breeze, okay? And he's gonna be supported by Amelia Sharp. Amelie Sharp. That's not an A at the end. It's going to be supported by Amelie Sharp. Now, let me tell you something. This dog, it gets lost. He's with a family, and Amelie's just looking for her dog everywhere. She's checking the highways. She's calling the pounds. She's looking at wherever dogs go, the mall, checking the racetrack, see if he's playing the ponies. She's looking for him everywhere, and she cannot find him. In the meantime, Chuck E. Breeze, experienced Homeland Security Canine Unit expert, has just lost his partner.
Knuckles. And what comes along but this goodest boy? I'll name him after my dog. We'll go with Bart for the meantime. So we got this goodest boy there named Bart.
He stole your dog.
No.
I don't see him on the screen anymore because he's off shooting a film. So, a film that's going to make millions. So, Chuck E. Breeze, he's sitting there and he says, "This dog, I can train him." And it turns out Bart's got supernatural instincts when it comes to dealing with humans. This dog is incredibly capable at pointing out the bad guys as they come along. Preternatural, if you will. He can find bombs, he can find drugs, he can find bad intentions. This dog will sniff it all up. And it all comes through this big search and destroy, and everything's going to be awesome, and we're going to have big explosions in the end, and we're pretty sure that Bart and Chuck E. Breeze are going to, handle a hostage situation because it's too late in the day for me to think of the appropriate word that I want to use.
Negotiate.
No, diffuse. They diffuse a hostage situation. But thank you, negotiate got me unstuck from where I was. And then, of course, Amelie Sharp at the end is reunited with Bart, but she decides that he's such a goodest boy that he can keep earning an income. So Yes, he can keep earning an income. And so
It makes sense with Bart. I mean, his like weird like faces.
yeah, he's basically going grrr at the beginning of everything, so he's gurning.
Oh.
So, this movie, let me tell you about Stephanie Spielberg. She steps onto the set day one and she says, plot twist. We're going to have action sequences in this film. Nobody's going to see it coming. We're going to have this dog and he's going to save the day.
Yeah, never with hostages. You would never see that.
Never. Now, Amelie, she's great on screen. She's even better in front of a microphone interviewing on the daytime circuit. So she went out there and just did a fantastic run on Oprah and all of the other daytime talk shows, got the buzz about this really up. She even did a few appearances with Bart himself. Now, Chuck, what can you say? Chuck's an interesting fellow. So we're out there and we're shooting the big hostage situation scene. And one of the extras there, turns out that he's a cultist. One of those people still following Charles Manson. And well, so Chucky went off, he went to see what they're all about. But it's okay because we had the final scene shot anyways. We did some filling in the middle with some stunt doubles. Nobody's ever going to notice. And guess what? We targeted the perfect time on the calendar to release it, and that's going to bump our sales a ton.
What's the name?
This movie?
Yeah.
This movie's called Bart Finds a Bad Guy.
Short and
So before we go too far, I want to talk to you about what we're all thinking about. And we know that the writing team of Foster's and Booth have been legendary throughout the years. But after the real life tragedy that happened when the police invaded Booth's apartment and they found all those cats, well, we had to fire him. We had to fire him from this project. And his whole concept that he had, that he sent over to Foster's about a retired hero being called back into action, well, we had to throw that out the window because we had to distance ourselves from Booth altogether. So with just Foster's back in the action on his own, we decided that we were gonna take this picture back and we were gonna really craft something special with it because we already had Bernie Albrecht attached. And Bernie, did you know that Bernie Albrecht? I'm not supposed to be telling anyone this, but he is dating Chelsea Clinton. And when you're dating an A-lister like that, that's only going to increase the amount of people that are interested in seeing your picture. So when this sort of thing hit the upper brass in the studio, they decided that they were going to give us some extra income, so to speak, to grease the wheels and really make sure that we could make this movie all that we wanted. So with that, we were able to get Hannah Kendall in a supporting role, and
as luck would have it, as soon as the ink was dry, some indie film she filmed in God knows what country ended up becoming some international breakthrough thing. So they're Instagramming about her in whatever part of the world, I don't care. And now she's huge. She's huge, and she's in this movie. So this is a guaranteed success. Guaranteed success. So I got the McGowan siblings on board without even a Foster's finished script. And the adrenaline junkies, they're on board to do all the stunts and all of that fun stuff. So, let me set the scene for you. It's Christmas, 1996. Bernie Albrecht. He's not your good guy. He's what they call an anti-hero. And you know what? He's British. Why not? Figured that'd be a fun little twist for the kids. He breaks into a building where all sorts of business is conducted, kind of like a trade center of some kind that's global. And he goes into this global trade center, and he's hammering away at the keys on a keyboard. On the keyboard, and it says, "Are you trying to access this thing?" And he says, "Yeah," and it gives him all the money. And then as he's leaving, he's sneaking out, and he's like a cat, man. No one was ever gonna catch him. But guess who walks in? Hannah Kendall. And know what she's got in her hands? The gifts for the orphans that the money he just stole from the Global Trade Center was gonna be paying for. Well, I'll tell you something. Bernie Albrecht's heart grew 3 sizes that day. And I'm not going to spoil the ending for you, but let's just say Bernie becomes a new man. The film is called A Christmas New Man.
I don't know if that's really funny or if it's just been out too long.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the
I
last.
think it's the latter. Okay, so we've acquired some rights, but we're a little bit low on budget. So you got Ocean's 11. Everyone loves Danny Ocean. You got Ocean's 8. Everyone loves Danielle Ocean. I've never actually watched it, but I hear it's quite good. So we can't really do a sequel to Ocean's 8. So what we've got is a movie with Danny's third cousin twice removed. His name's Donald Pond, and he's planning a big heist. Now, it's really great because Brian Gooseman here, he had a real bath salts problem, and he's really trying to rebuild his image from that, so he is working for dirt cheap. And we're going to get him a really quality role, get him back into big stardom. He's going to want to do like 5 sequels for us. This is going to be so awesome. So we've got Pawns 3 right here. We've got a couple up-and-coming stars going along with him. We got Van Octane and Siobhan Seaver. Yes!
Siobhan. Whatever.
So they're going to be going up to the North Pole.
Harsh nonsense Seaver.
They're going to be going up to the North Pole for the real big heist. Because you get all those toys, you can sell them on counterfeit. Or, well, they're not counterfeit, they're the real thing. But you can sell them for a really cheap price, get the real good money out of it. We've got citizens on patrol. They obviously know about security and all this stuff. They're going to set us up with the best like laser rooms and everything, and the best bank-looking vaults and everything. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking genre burnout, heist movies. We've done this like 1,000 times before. Yes, of course we have. That's why we're only a third of the way into the movie. So what's going to happen? Some elves are going to catch on to them breaking in. And these guys, they're going to be foolish. They're going to flee in the worst possible direction. What possible direction is that? It's going to be Mrs. Claus going into labor. And she's going to confuse them for the new nanny of their baby. Bam! 3 men and a baby situation going on. But even better, we got a cameo. We've got Gemma Rock, who's going to pull a look who's talking for us. So the baby, it's going to come out. It's going to be talking. It's going to be having this great adventure with these 3 in the North Pole. No more heist movie in sight. We got Judy Slap-a-Cow on it. Like, are you kidding me? What can't she do? Yes, we had the craft services mishap and we lost the card. But I swear it's going to be smooth sailing from here on out.
And I think I said a title that was like Pawns 3. So that's the movie.
As a potential investor, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you taking out an insurance policy in case Brian Gooseman involves himself in another one of those face-eating incidents?
We have, but versus the cost of his contract, like, I mean, it was a no-brainer. I mean, quite literally after what happened with that last face incident.
Can hire a judge to make that go away. You need a legal team? No.
Everybody gets one.
Everyone gets one. You guys both told good stories. I liked them. Now comes the math time. I should look at a camera that's actually looking at me. Now it's the math time.
That
So,
was the mathing time.
in case you haven't seen this before, we can kind of break it down with mine right here.
I'm going to use a calculator on my phone.
That's
Oh
what
yeah,
I do.
no, I will end up using.
Even
the
when I've
calculator,
had a
but just
full
to,
night's sleep, that's what I would do.
to see the scores right here. So all these 6 cards, because of my crazy good actions, are up for potential bonus points. Siobhan over here, who's got an orange for me, so that's going to be 5 because it's in the first slot. So I get 17 right there. Van Octane, as we looked at before, is orange here. That's the second slot, so it's only 3 points, so he's going to be 14. Brian Gooseman, the notorious face eater, gets me no bonuses, but hey, he's a free actor. Gemma Rock, she does get me the bonus with Someone Goes Into Labor, Thank You, Mrs. Claus, so that's going to be 15. Citizens on Patrol, get me the bonus because they have that in the first slot, that's 16. And Judy Slapcow, ladies and gentlemen, also gets a bonus. And then everyone gets 10 per vote. I got my score.
I got mine.
I got mine.
And you and I tied.
Are tied? Nice.
Yeah.
Not that this is showing up
I
down
got
there at
80,
all.
So it's not a 3-way tie here. So
All right, so do we do the post-credit scene? Do we want to make that canon?
Oh.
yeah, let's give
Ooh,
it a
I like
shot.
that.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot. And I
How
guess
old
that
is
leaves-
Toby?
I guess that leaves me as the tiebreaker.
Are like 10 or something like that? Yeah, I guess you would be the tiebreaker here.
Yeah, you decide.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed that. What was the scores?
100 to 100 to 80.
So yeah.
Oh, whoa. Wow, that was pretty close.
So what we had proposed earlier in the evening is if we did reach a tie somehow, which we just did for the first time, that each person who had a tying score would propose a post-credit scene for their film. And the rest of the gang from that particular game would get to vote on their
that's
favorite
fine.
of the lot.
So that's just me. They each get a shot to try and win victory, and I get to decide it. And I'm gonna pick the winner.
Should we just go in the same order? Or should you pick who goes first or what?
We can go in the same order if you want.
Same
Or
order.
should you
Okay.
ask
give you a break.
questions, like poking holes in your...
We could do
I mean,
that.
I got a post-credits thing in my brain now, so.
I want to do
Alright,
post credit.
okay,
That
yeah.
sounds more fun.
Okay.
Okay, and we can only work with what we have?
Yeah, actually I like that, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
Credits roll. You see all those weird little icons and logos of things you don't know what they are. They go by the screen real slow like, right? You think it's over, and then bam! Bright white light. See Bernie Albrecht. He's standing there. He's looking at you right in the eye. He says, "Hey, I can see you, you know. I can see you. You're sitting there in the movie theater. You had your popcorn, maybe some Raisinets. You had some sips of some drink. That's real nice. But what I want to do is I want to talk to you about the dangers of doing drugs. You see, boys and girls, when you do drugs, you're not just hurting yourself, but you're hurting your loved ones as well. And when you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. So I just want to make sure you all know, don't do drugs. And that's coming from your friend, Bernie Albrecht." And then he snaps his finger and turns into a puff of smoke.
So they're off having their happy adventure. It seems like a great day. The camera pans back down the hall. We come back to where Mrs. Claus has actually not left the labor room and starts going into labor again. And out comes the Krampus. Cut. We're done.
Okay. So yours gave me suspense, built me up for like a sequel, right? And confused. And basically
Made me feel shame.
got rid of any happy ending you had there, any resolution that things are okay, things will not be okay. And I like and dislike that as a viewer, but that's still where we're at. Now yours, you almost went classic Ferris Bueller, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, breaking that fourth wall.
Right, just like shattering that fourth wall. And I do like fourth wall.
Being there or shattered?
Well, I will say in my defense, he put that wall right back up by snapping his fingers and turning into smoke at the end.
Yeah, and that's
cinemagic right there.
That's some cinemagic right there. And so you both did really good, particularly for something that we literally talked about several hours ago and then did not put an iota of thought into until you guys were suddenly tied right here. So I'm going to give it to CB on the icebreaker, on the tiebreaker of the laugh of you go to hell before you die. So that's what it comes down to.
That's fair.
All right, so I've got to come queen on the "Go to hell before you die" bit. It's actually not an original line. It is from Captain Wu Albano, who gave a PSA during the days of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and it was an anti-drug thing, and that was something he said in it, and I don't know if it was a slip that they kept.
Oh wow!
I mean, at this point, like I feel at this point. Last year we were still making changes to Cheer and Present Danger, where now like I feel like we have a solid base, so it's kind of like
Well,
we could just stop right now, but we got 24 hours.
A year ago, we were still making changes to Cheer and Present Danger because we still had 8 hours to go.
Well, yeah, I just mean coming up on the 24-hour mark.
I guess not 8 hours.
But yes, we did have quite a while to go.
I saw Lori had said
no,
that.
Jamaica, I cannot play the game while standing on my head.
I saw Lori had said that Toby is afraid of balls. So that is his fun fact on his bio.
I mean, if we're being real, Toby's basically afraid of everything.
She specifically called that out.
No, that's fair.
And it might be good. Someone would be like, "Well, I'm not. Maybe I shouldn't keep him for my sports thing or whatnot."
Toby's favorite place is around Grammy's legs, and it doesn't matter where that is. He needs to be behind them, even if it means she might fall over in the process.
This is you mean Italian?
Yes. What's the plural of prince?
We didn't get any
Princes.
of the
Maybe that is the plural of prince.
Frozen girls.
Plural. Oops.
What's the
What,
date?
what were you going to say? What was your point that you were going to
That you have not seen any Anna or
Prin-
Elsa
Princess-
in there
oh,
because
that's what
they
you're
are
saying.
not Disney princesses.
That's
Who
not
are
actual
they?
princes.
Matt?
But it says
They're
Princesses, aren't
Disney,
they?
and they're princesses and princess and a queen, but they are not on the official Disney princess list.
Wait, who's
Why
not
is
on
that?
Who's not on the official Disney princess list?
Elsa and
I'm setting up for the
and
trial.
Anna.
Wait, really?
Why not?
What?
Why not? Why don't you know this?
I mean, there's an official list, and they never put them on there.
There's only 3 of us.
Oh God! Now I need to look it up.
Who wants to go first?
I do because I've played this many times and I've not gone first yet.
Okay.
Hey, Bridget, how many times have you gone to look up the actual actor or actress, but then typed in the fake name?
Never.
No, because I just did that the first time.
I'm down the why is Elsa and Anna not a princess rabbit hole right now. So.
Brad Pitt.
If I have multiple tropes with red, do I get extra
You
on
can
that?
get the primary
everything.
and secondary.
Yeah.
but you don't. You can only get one bonus for Joni D. Curtains having an orange, regardless of whether you have 2 or 3 orange tropes. But you can get both the orange
I haven't
and
played this smart at all.
But you can get both the orange and the yellow.
Right. You can get them both, but you can't get one twice.
I have not done good things then. So I better add another trope, and I'm glad I asked a qualifying question before that.
So we're done with actions.
We're done with actions.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to say this beforehand, and I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but it's still okay. I'm enjoying playing 3-player games with you guys because you systematically destroy each other, and I'm allowed to build up my own character.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Judy Slapacow. Thank you for coming out to our sneak preview. Before we take a look at this film, I just wanted to talk to you all about how I'm so excited about this film that I got to do. It was really such a treasure. I want to give a big shout out to all the folks at Pandora's Laugh Track. You guys were just great. We couldn't have made this movie without you. Thank you all so much. And of course, a shout out to our leads, Jamie Nell and Jackson Gray. You guys really brought this movie together. So I don't want to waste too much time talking. I'm just, I'm honored to be here. I know that for reasons that we can't disclose legally, Edward Wrong could not complete this film, but I'm so happy that I got to do it. So without any further ado, here is the preview.
Oh my god.
Things are not gone.
Oh, but Jesus.
Things have not gone quite as Charlie Conway planned. Lost his job, lost his career due to an injury. Pretty soon, he's about to lose his home. That is until one day he ran into his wacky long-lost aunt, the scientist. Hey Charlie, I'm your mom's sister. I'm sorry I haven't seen you in a while. Come by my lab. I'd love to show you something.
I'm your mom's sister.
Get in the van. Strange danger.
Oh my god.
What kind of science do you exactly practice, Aunt Nell? Quantum physics, mostly. Dealing largely with tachyon particles, and I'm just a washed-up youth hockey player and failed car wash employee. I don't understand what that means. Time travel. I'm going to make you an offer.
It'll take 23.5 hours, but they find it that
John, have you ever wished that you could go back? I have. Well, Charlie, what if I told you?
this word.
I'm giving it to you again.
What if I told you, Charlie, you could go back? What are you talking about? Whoa. Go ahead, Charlie. Step on through. Go on back. Back to the pond. Coming to you this Christmas. A Slapacow production. But it presents D0. Back to the pond.
John, I hate to take away from your moment, but I do have to say thank you to Anonymous Donor who has put us $25 away from our goal. $25, and John, I hope that was all because of you, because that was beautiful.
That was so.
I had to step out of the room. It was so good.
Just
Slap account projection.
I really enjoyed John's pitch method. It's wonderful.
That was the best one of the entire night.
John, you did us right for our last round of the game. You did us right.
I have to give my one too. Matt, you get one.
I feel like not even doing points. I feel like you won.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone say thank you to Eileen. Thank you to Eileen and everyone.
Guys.
Did not think we would make it there, and
I knew we
you guys
would.
are super generous. All right, I think it's time to wrap up. Again, like if you guys are still feeling, Board Game Estate. I mean, a weekly thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Board Game
I have more
Estate
things to
did
film
say,
later too, so.
maybe it could be more than a yearly thing. Actually, one thing we talked to some other game makers who had interest in doing something, and like if any of us could ever get together and put together something even larger. Especially so the focus isn't on a single group of game makers, but maybe multiple game makers in a single spot.
Yeah.
Like, that could be a pretty good thing. But anyway, again, thank you everyone who donated.
Yes,
and,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's for a very good cause. If you're late to the game, you can still donate. It's for the kids. It's a good thing.
The link will still be there. I don't know how long it'll be active, but it should be for a little while.
I mean,
at least through the month.
Through the end of the year, at least. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks everyone in the chat for all your suggestions. Like you guys were super
Yeah, it was
involved.
very helpful.
That was really
That was
helpful.
awesome.
Like
That was
really cool.
late last night when we're trying to come up with tropes and names and everything, you guys like
Yeah. Very late.
Actually, last year we had this super long gap where we were by ourselves. This year we had like maybe 2 hours,
Which was
and-
kind of nice because you get that little lull bounce back where you get like just nitty gritty
Let's
stuff.
eat bread.
No, and that was the perfect time for like, I'm telling the story.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care if you laugh.
Yeah.
It's a story.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was a
yeah.
good time for that, and it
And like people could
save
get
some
up,
energy.
walk away for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So thank you so much. You've all been super awesome, and
And make sure John signs out with.
Oh yeah, I promised I'd sign out
yeah.
with.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
You
then
got
let me make sure I have the right thing here. I don't know which one's the right one.
Can you look the stream deck?
It's not going to tell me which one is which, so we're just going to guess after John gives us our call out sign. Happy holidays.